Hey everyone, Yevi here with the Inktwell, and this week we're going to talk about the Singularity by Nemosine. I want to let you know I did purchase this pen at normal price because I wanted to see if they had improved on the original design or if they decided to keep things as is. Right off the bat, you can tell that they did make some improvements. This is not the original packaging. The original Singularity did come in just a regular sleeve with the equations written on it. Now it comes in this nice box with the identification sticker of what you're getting in there. So demo rose gold AU, so gold, in a medium nib. When you open up the box, really cool touch here as well. It's not just a sleeve over a box. Well, it is, but you can keep the sleeve on and keep the outer inner box in there. And all you have to do is slide it out and you've got the pen. Very good touch here on the box. Let's go ahead and set that down for a second. Take the pen aside. In the box underneath the pen, you do have the Singularity equation. I like the print that they used on the card here. Very good touch. And then you flip it over, and you've got your unique part number in case you ever have to have the pen serviced. Always good to have around. Then you've got the typical filling instructions and quote-unquote user manual, and how to clean, how to maintain. Another good thing that they started to include with the pens, though, is a box of ink cartridges. The pens used to come without it because the pen, obviously, has a converter that comes with it. But definitely good touch on the box. For a $25 pen, I think they did a really good job on this packaging, and I like the improvement. Let's go ahead and look at the pen. Here we have the Nemosine Singularity demonstrator in rose gold trim. Now, obviously not real gold, but you're probably wondering, is the clip metal or is it plastic? You can hear by the sound. Well, maybe. Here. Yeah, that's plastic. Had to get it up by the microphone so you could hear that. That's not a bad thing. Plastic is still pretty good. And at this price point, that's not something I'm going to ding the pen for. Now, they did make one improvement that I want to point out right off the bat. On the old Singularity, if you grabbed right here and twisted, the finial and the clip band would actually unscrew and come off the cap. They don't do that anymore. It seems like they did change that up. Also, when you used to unscrew the cap, if you didn't have the section sitting tight enough, which on this one I'm going to have to loosen it up for demonstration purposes, if you didn't have it sitting tight enough, you would go to unscrew the pen, and that would happen. Not what you want to be having happen on your pen when you go to use it. Let me go ahead and get that put back on. And I like the fact that they decided to go with a clear demonstrator. The color demonstrators that they had when they first came out were really good. Nice design, lightweight, good pens, and colorful. But I wanted to see if I really liked how this clear demonstrator would look, knowing that, yes, it is kind of an entry level. I like it. It's a good, clean look. And the touch that they did, making sure that the color on the converter matched the trim on the rest of the pen, good touch from Nemosine. I really like that design. And let's go ahead and take a look at the nib. Most of you that have used these pens are familiar with the nib. So there towards the collar, you can see where it says Made in Germany. And then you have the scroll work. Let me see if I can get it better. There you go. So yeah, Made in Germany right on the collar. And then the Nemosine N right next to the breather hole. And then you've just got this nice, not overly detailed, but not overly simplified scroll work on the nib. I've always liked that design, and you can actually pick up replacement nibs over at Pen Chalet for $14.99. You can also get their re-entry nib, which is a standard steel nib like this, but flame touched. So you've got that nice little, well, they call it re-entry because it looks like something coming back into to orbit, which is really cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at the writing sample here. Now, I haven't written with this pen in about 2 or 3 days, so let's see how the flow goes. So here we've got and already I have written the name incorrectly. Okay. Not bad, and really good flow for having not written with it for 2 days. Now, for those wondering, this ink is KWZ Cappuccino. Which I'll be probably doing a review over the ink next week. So, as you can already see, though, it's got a good flow, especially for medium nib. Don't have any trouble there. Going through some downstrokes. And it's not overly feedbacky on the paper either. I haven't looked at the nib under a loop, but from the feel of it, I would say these tines are definitely lined up pretty well. I know sometimes when you get lower end pens, well, quote unquote, lower end pens, one of the biggest stories you're going to get is whether or not they put a shoddy nib on there. In this case, they really didn't. It's a good nib. Now, I'm not the quickest when it comes to writing, but let's see how it does if we throw looks out the window here. Okay. All right. So other than where I lifted here and here, the pen did really well. I do not write that fast at all, but for just standard writing, I can trust this pen to lay down a consistent line of ink pretty much every time, which is what I want in a pen. Compare that to another medium nib I have here. And some of you may recognize the pen from another review that I did, but there's a difference. I went ahead and got a replacement medium nib to put on it instead of the Omniflex. So here is the same thing. Also haven't written with it in 3 days. Okay, let me go ahead and move this up so you can see it a little bit better. You can tell here and here and here, I wasn't lifting the pen. Those are actual skips that happened while I was writing. So I definitely think that, and keep in mind, this is a $45, $50 pen. Actually, no, I think it's actually closer to $60. And this is a $25 pen. I would rather have this with me at work, knowing that I'll be able to write with it and have it write consistently, than a more expensive pen that I'm going to have potential skipping issues with. Now, I do want to show one other thing that I kind of glossed over at the beginning, and I'm starting to feel bad about it. Let's take a look at this converter. Okay. So, one thing I like about the Nemosine converters is they have a plastic ball that you just saw slide there. And that helps draw the ink with gravity to where it needs to be. In a lot of these cheaper pens, you don't get an agitator in the converter, and that can cause problems. It can cause some flow issues. So I really like the inclusion, the fact that they kept that agitator in the converter. Actually, come to think of it, there's another thing I want to do while we've got the pen here like this. Let's take that out. Well, actually, no, we just need the body for this. Okay, so what we're getting ready to do is rather interesting, but there's no O-ring on the pen, so I know that would be a little bit problematic if you wanted to eyedropper it, but I want to see how the pen would do overall if we tried to turn it into an eyedropper. Okay, let's get some water in there first. Okay, there we go. Now, for those wondering if I actually put water in there, let's go ahead and bring this up. Okay, you can see there's water in the pen. Now, let's go ahead and put the bulb filler back into the body of the pen. Make sure we've got a good seal because I want to pressure test this. And give it a squeeze. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking to see if the body of the pen is fully sealed. And I'm pressing really hard now on this bulb filler, trying to get it to fail. There's no leaks. Let's get that to focus here for a second. There we go. Yeah, there's no leaks. That is completely sealed. So if you can get a good seal, let me go ahead and detach that really quick. And there we go. So if you can get yourself a good seal on the section threads where it enters the body, then you've potentially got yourself a good eyedropper here, which I may have to try that and give you guys an update to see how it goes. All in all, I really like what Nemosine did here. They did a great improvement on the box. I think they knocked it out of the park with the demonstrator, especially with the trim the way they did it. I really like the improvement on the clip here, and it's not a stiff clip. It's got just enough give that you can slide it in and out of a shirt, no problem. And the fact that I may be able to eyedropper this pen just opened up a whole bunch of possibilities for me. I know I'll be losing the aesthetic of the matching trim of the converter, but I think it would be really cool to have this rose gold trim with just an eyedropper setup on this pen. And like I said, you're getting a great flowing medium nib. You couldn't ask for more. So there you have my review of the Nemosine Singularity. I think it's a really good pen at an amazing price point. And if you wanted to pick up this pen for yourself, head on over to penchalet.com. And while you're there, click on the radio podcast link at the top of the page and enter in Inktwell in the How You Heard About Us section. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Inktwell and theinktwell.com or floor3media.com/theinktwell. Till next time, see you later.